Rigathi Gachagua.
Rigathi Gachagua, a name that has dominated discussions among Kenyans these past few weeks, is a man whose political journey so far has been characterized by ambition, resilience, controversy, love and hate in equal measure.
Of the Republic of Kenya.
Gachagua gained proximity to the political sphere when he became personal aide to former President Uhuru Kenyatta between 2001 and 2006, a time when former President Daniel Arap Moi was grooming Mr. Kenyatta for presidency.
Niambie President wetu Uhuru Kenyatta, tafadhali rais, tunakuomba kwa heshima. Umebaki siku 8. Kuja hapa Sagana State Lodge na ukuja na makaton, uchukue vitu yako utoke uende. Wachana na sisi.
It was in the run-up to the 2022 general election that Gachagua truly solidified his position as a key player in national politics. Aligning himself with then Deputy President William Ruto, he became one of Ruto's most trusted allies in central Kenya. He rode on the hustler versus dynasty narrative, casting himself as the son of the freedom fighters, mtoto wa Mau Mau.
Sisi ni watoto wa Mau Mau. Tukikuahidi kitu tutakupatia.
Upon taking the oath of office, Gachagua unleashed terror on his opponents, starting with President Uhuru Kenyatta, whom he accused of killing the economy.
It is your prayers that will help our president to put up a team and start work from day one to liberate this country economically and put it back to where President Mwai Kibaki left us 10 years ago.
Then followed the media.
These media people, prime cabinet secretary, don't worry about them. These are Azimio people. So you should not be bothered about them.
And this became his style, what he terms the truthful, honest way of approaching issues.
I have reached where I am as deputy president because I'm a truthful man. I speak the truth, irrespective of the occasion.
It is this honesty of his that has later brought trouble to his doorstep, being accused of sabotaging government from within, publicly airing out issues of national security, and insubordination to the president.
This Honorable House resolves to remove from office, by way of impeachment, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the current Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
I have no apology at all. And if that can bring a problem, so be it.
We are not dealing with an ordinary man. We are dealing with a black man with a very black heart. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Today, millions of Kenyans are looking forward that if an ordinary child could be president, even them working hard and praying to God, one day there will be some people in this country.
2 years into the Kenya Kwanza administration, the initial euphoria of victory quickly gave way to an unraveling political landscape for the second in command. His relationship with President Ruto began to fray, particularly after the president's meeting with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga in Uganda, which came as a surprise to the deputy president. This incident marked the beginning of a series of public and private rifts between the two leaders. In interviews, Gachagua voiced concerns about his safety, alleging that his phone conversations were being tapped and his political allies were being threatened.
On 30th of August in Kisumu, undercover security agents entered my room in Kisumu and bagged it, and one of them tried to poison my food, but we detected it and we were able to escape the scheme.
Reports also emerged of his growing unease at State House, to a point that he would not take a cup of tea there, fearing that he may be harmed. This painted a troubling picture of a deputy president increasingly isolated within the administration. As tensions mounted, Gachagua began to openly criticize his boss's allies, throwing his arrows closer and closer to the president.
Ile siwezi kubali ni marafiki zake na wadani wake kunikalia mimi. Kama ni kwenda nyumbani kwa kukataa hiyo, niko tayari. Kwa sababu mimi sikuchaguliwa, hiyo watu hapana bosi yangu. Mimi hawezi kunikalia na kunipangia kazi na kunikemea na kunikosea heshima. Ningekuonesha ile message wajumbe wengine huko bora na huko wananitumia kuniita kumafu. Mimi ni deputy president, nimechaguliwa na Wakenya 7.2 million. Mjumbe tu akikunywa pombe yake usiku matusi hapo kwa simu yangu. Sasa kama mimi sina amani, sina amani, wananiandama kutoka kila direction, kunitukana, kupanga jama.
In a sudden turn of events, the DP started contradicting government's stand on policy matters, such as resource allocation formula and the infamous Finance Bill 2024.
The whole issue of resources is about people. The more you are, the more taxes you pay. And it goes without saying, the more taxes you pay, when it comes to sharing, you share more. And it's that way. And we have no apologies to make. My boss, President William Ruto, is exposed. That he has to back down and admit that he has hurt the people of Kenya. Yet this matter has been in public domain for the last 2 months.
After sensing that his boss, President William Ruto, had gone behind his back and shook hands with Odinga, a troubled Gachagua would face homewards, seeking solace in former President Uhuru Kenyatta, a man he would not see eye to eye in his prime days.
Giuga ginya Uhuru wa Kenyatta ni mwana witu oke tunyitane haune hega inyo ko mundu mena bara nake ithege thurano getiathirire ithitoza mubira leu tunyitane twe nyumba emwe twendane. Uhuru Kenyatta is the undisputed king of the mountain.
And what is your relationship with him?
Good. Brotherly.
When did you do that?
Oh, we talk. You know what happens with our community? We are a very interesting community. We don't fight. We fight very rarely. And when we do, when we realize we fought without a good reason, we patch up.
So when was that?
Oh, yeah.
How many months ago? Which month? Which year?
We've been, when we realized we made a mistake, I'm the one who made the first move of reaching out and apologizing, because really we were unfair to Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, we were very, very unfair. Sometime I really feel very bad that I was so brutal on a man who was my great friend, my confidant, my brother, my kinsman. I was so brutal on him. And his crime was only one, saying Raila is a good man. And then the man I said, we don't want Raila Odinga, we want William Ruto. Then he comes and says the same thing. I felt very stupid,
The final blow came when an impeachment against him was filed in the National Assembly by Kibwezi West lawmaker Ecomas Mwengi Mutuse, with 291 other legislators signing in favor of his ouster, far exceeding the required number of 117.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Article 150, Sub-Article 1B and Sub-Article 2 of the same, read together with Article 145 of the Constitution of Kenya that we passed in 2010, and as read together with our standing orders number 64 and 65 of the standing orders of the National Assembly, the Assembly of the Republic of Kenya, this Honorable House resolves to remove from office, by way of impeachment, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the current Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. A total, Mr. Speaker, a total of 291 members of this National Assembly have graciously appended their signatures in support of this motion. 291 members.
How are you? Salama. Governor, you're well?
The president's deafening silence throughout the impeachment process sent tensions throughout the country, with his deputy sensing his hand in it.
Any motion of impeachment in the National Assembly to remove the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya will never find its way to the House unless the President approves. That's the way we work. Any contentious issue that comes to the National Assembly, the finance bill, this and that, the President will call a PG and say, this is our agenda, can you go and prosecute it? So, even as people are planning, if that motion will ever find itself to the House, it will have to get the approval of President William Ruto. So it will be his motion, because he'll have to approve it.
My Lord, I ask this honorable court to appreciate that in the impeachment of a president or the deputy president of Kenya, constitutionally, is in two stages or two phases.
In a final attempt to salvage his position and rescue himself from the imminent condemnation, the deputy president assembled a team of 20 lawyers to form his defense. He also made numerous media appearances to appeal for public empathy. This, coupled with on-ground tours in Nairobi and Central Region, would be likened with the kicks of a dying horse.
Sisi kama watu wa Nyamakima tutasimama na Rigathi, na sisi kama watu wa Starehe tunasimama na Rigathi, tukiwaambia hata kule kwetu Kiambu, watu ambao wako na kura nyingi sana upande ya Mlima, tuko nyuma ya Rigathi Gachagua.
However, the die was cast. The writing was on the wall. Gachagua would not survive the impeachment.
Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Article 145(7) and 151(b) and 2 of the Constitution and Standing Order 78(8) of the Senate has resolved to remove from office by impeachment His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, AGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Accordingly, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, AGH, ceases to hold office.